Hey, this is Donnie Smith, and I've got a question on my DIY auto body and paint channel. Sal C says, nice video. My truck has a lot of clear coat peeling and just a couple of small dents. I want to do the body filler and primer myself, and I'll pay a shop to do the actual paint and clear coat. I was hoping you could recommend specific instructions on materials to use. Anything helps. Thanks in advance. Well, Sal, as far as the clear coat peeling, first of all, you talk about the primer. You don't necessarily have to prime the whole car. Just where you have repairs and dents and things like that. This is in my opinion. If you're just needing to strip down to the clear coat or strip the clear coat off, you can do that just using a DA, dual action sander, and some 180 grit. And usually I'll start off with 180 because it's a little more aggressive and it'll get down below that clear coat. Now, once I sent all the clear coat is off, the peeling panels, probably it's going to be your top panels where the sun hits it more, the hood, the roof, the deck lid, things like that. But I'll sand all that clear coat off with 180. Now you do have to step it down unless you do use primer. But really, if you think about it, all those layers that you're sanding down is kind of acting like primer because you can use that for your leveling. And as you sand that down, that's going to help level that, much like blocking out primer. So I'd start out with 180, and then I would move like to 220, and then I'd move to 320, and then final sand it with 500. You want to be sure you go through all those steps, or you're going to see some sand scratches whenever you go to paint it. But if you follow that and take out your 180 with 220 grit sandpaper and so forth, and step it like that, it should be ready to paint when you're done. Now that's without the dents. Now the dents, it's hard to say. I don't know what you're thinking a small dent may be. I mean, it may be big, small, I don't know. So really on how to do that's kind of difficult for me to say. I mean, if it's a really small dent, like a hell dent, and there's not a whole lot of dent there, you might be all right to rough that area up with 180 and then put some glazing putty over that and block it out. If it's bigger, it may have to be pulled out. You may have to get to the back side to raise it some. Adhesive stick, stud welder. There's a number of methods, hammer and dolly. It just depends where the dent's at. Can you get to the back side and what tools you have available? So that's really difficult for me to say without knowing a little bit more about the job and how big these dents are. So, um, but basically to do that, you're just gonna repair the dent. You're gonna fill it with body filler or glaze putty, whatever you're using, and block it out. And then you will need to prime those areas. Now, keep in mind if when you are sanding and you sand through it a lot and there's a lot of metal showing when you're done, that will have to be primed with either epoxy or direct to metal or self-etch primer. So a lot of variables here, but probably you can get most of that clear coat off without sanding all the way through all the e-coat. So um, that's about the only advice I can give you right now without a little bit more information. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching. And we'll talk to you in the next video.